Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're almost ready to get going live here. If everybody could take their seats,
I know. You might get kicked out. Bethany and I did. We rocked it last week.
It just ended a second ago.
Yeah, whatever. Not nice. So mean. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our sales meeting. And I'm going to apologize in advance that you got this guy back.
I'm back. There you go.
Bethany and I rocked it last time.
At least we'll kind of stay on schedule this time. Bethany and Sarah were delightful, you know, just long and delightful. But good to see everybody this morning. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about. We've got a special guest appearance by Casey. We've got lots of great market info. We're going to talk about all things going on, and we got a couple reschedulings, but couple of cool events coming up as well here.
Absolutely. So we'll kick off and say to you that if you were planning to come to today's cornhole tournament, please don't. It's pouring down rain.
Yes.
We've rescheduled it to next week.
We rescheduled right now. We're going to be next Thursday at noon. So next Thursday at noon. Next Wednesday here at Chantilly, we have an HQ to you. Next Thursday, we're going to talk more about it later, but
yes,
Casey and I are going to have a great class coming up Thursday at 10 o'clock. So you can come to that class if you'd like to. And then we're going to do 12 o'clock cornhole, food, ice cream, drinks, great party next Thursday.
Giant Pong and giant Jenga.
Yes, so we'll talk more about that.
Yes.
But if you're planning to come today and you did not see yesterday's
don't
email,
come today.
You can come. Just we won't be playing cornhole.
We might have like 10 dozen donuts out there thanks to Laura Bean. So you're welcome to come on and grab a donut. But we do not have any games for you to play today. Thank you, Laura Bean.
Laura brought donuts for real?
She did, like 10 dozen.
Really
the big ones.
Shoppers donuts.
Yum.
We're going to have to pause the sales meeting while I go eat a donut.
We will be back with you in 2 minutes as we get donuts. No, we're teasing.
All right. Well, we'd like to start our salesman with what we start every time is we're going to do the whole Cardinal list at the end like we always do. But what we want to do is make sure we give special announcement to those that were able to get their listing sides to bring that whole deal to Cardinal Title Group, which is fantastic for us here. So,
and this guy's is super easy too, because when you're in a market where you're getting multiple contracts and those buyers agents want to know what you can do to get the offer, you guys being able to control that listing at Cardinal Title is super important for your transaction being smooth, as well as it helps us out a ton. So these guys are our heroes. Thank you so much.
And you can give that home field advantage for your seller who sometimes, you don't know where the buyer settlement's going to be. You could have a house in Woodbridge and all of a sudden they want you to close in McLean. Well, that's not convenient for your seller, so you can close in our whatever local office is closest to the property, which gives you a great advantage as well. So
absolutely.
I'll kick us off with our list here. Mr. Aaron Probasco making an appearance 2 times. Way to go, Aaron. Alicia Valdez, Allie Chamberlain, Angela Faciolo, Anita Pitchford, Arelis Perez, Antiquar Havid, Brandon Hatchett, Brian Sanks, Brittany Latouche, Bruce Borco, and Caitlin Ellis from Ellis Properties.
Nice job, guys. Candace Astroth, Carl Harper, Carlos Creedle, Carmen Carter-Howe, Carolyn Young, Uncle Casey Sampson, Christina Pearson, Christopher Urich, Charles Kim, Dalton Blair, Dana Jean Lefevre, and David Morales. Thank you, guys.
Denise Rodriguez, Diana Domingo, Delata Dominova, 2 times. Good job,
She says
Didi.
it better than you.
She does. She does most things
Diliata.
better. Most things she does better than me, though, let's be clear. Elaine Molina, Elizabeth Klein, Elizabeth Lapham, Erla Reyes, Gabriela Lozano, Del Grimes, Greg Kalanchian, Guillermo Barbosa, Hershey Yanez,
Holly Wilson, Ian McVeigh, Isaiah Joseph Benton, James Corai, Janelle McElwain, Jason Sanders, Jennifer Barner, Jennifer Dorn, Honi Leva, John Burgess, John Vannersdale, and Jonathan Diaz. Thank you.
Jonathan Venegas, Judith Taylor, Caitlin Higgins, Kamal Parak, Karen Nicolina, Karen Shiro. As a reminder, if you are here,
we need to woot woot.
We need to make sure we recognize you. Throw your hand up, make a woot woot. We'll all cheer for you. Kate Snyder, Kelly Snell, Kristen Crosby, Lana Schinnerer 3 times.
Nice
Way to go,
job,
Lana. Latoya Carter, and Marcus Lennon.
Mary Cortiong, Myra Pineda. Woo, woo,
there you go.
The
First row. There you go, Myra.
There we go. Meredith Smith, Michelle Gibson, Miriam Bobahat Furtag, Minaj Kumar Rathi, Nana Noy. We have Nancy Mazzell, Nancy Poe.
There you go, Nancy.
Natalie and Kurt McCarter 4 times.
Way to go.
Nice job. Nikki Baxter and Olga Flores. Thank you.
Patrick Cohen 2 times. Peter Saman. Ray Powers is in the house. I saw him back
Ooh,
there. There you go, Ray.
Woot woot.
I'm embarrassing him.
Mr. Powers, woot woot.
Rebecca Carrera, Rex Thomas, Ray Gomez, Rick Yellick, Rigoberto Ramirez,
And I just want to point out, he did the hand again for anybody not watching at home.
It helps me hit.
It helps him hit the accents.
Roberto Valencia, Roxanne Southern, Saad Jamil, and Sandy Watson.
Shaylee Sharma, Susie Joran, Tammy Irby 2 times, Tara Lowe, Tom Earhart, Tyler Simmons, Vaughn Brown, Victoria Baker, Victoria Zhao, Vitaly Bednoff, Wayne Shin, Wendy Dean, and Yusar Al-Mukhtar. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you for everybody that
much,
got those listings to come over to Cardinal. We appreciate it.
And we're super excited to welcome 83 new people to our family this month.
83 new family members since last meeting. So great stuff here. Remember, as you're looking at this chart, on the right side, you see what office they've joined. So if you see people join your office, make sure you reach out and say hello to them.
Be a buddy.
Everybody needs a good friend when they come in here. So we appreciate everybody referring. We're going to sort here by previous company they're with, so it makes it a little bit easier on us, a little bit more order. So I'll do our first page here. Samat Turnasong from Bennett Realty, Julie Potter and Lynn Gouge from Berkshire Hathaway, John Wolfel from Betcher and Associates, Mona Edwards from Kanzel Realty, Chelsea Blanchard from Claudette Davis. Actually, Chelsea just emailed me 30 minutes ago saying she had somebody she wanted me to talk to.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
I saw your email, Chelsea. I'll respond after the sales meeting. Tamba Bianco from Compass, Kimberly Dawkins from Exit Right Realty, and then we got a bunch from EXP. They were the flavor of the month. Selena Hernandez.
Flavor of the month.
And
it's
Amanda
like
Baldwin.
Ice cream.
Yes, and now we got this whole page for Sarah, a lot of EXPers.
Yes. Sasha Jagger, Vilma Romero, Megan Scott, Rick Perry.
Rick Perry's back in the
boomeranging
house.
back
Good to have you
in.
back, Rick.
Chloe Yang, Angelo Grant, Carlos Soares, and Luis Villatoro. From Home Smart, we have Cynthia Davis, and from Homestead, we have Amy Ayler. Welcome, you guys.
From Inactive to Active, Darlene Link, Holly Martinez, Allison Aldrich, and Kent Finnerty. From Inc. Homes and Lifestyle, Hannah Jerome. From Keller Williams, David Collier and Dawn Asper. From KW Capital Properties, Shamalendu Powell and Camille Battle from KW Preferred, and Vivian Laverdino, great Vivian, I was talking to her the last couple of days, from Keller Williams Realty.
From Key Move Properties, Carmen Gill. From Lifelong Realty, Linda Cannon. We have Jennifer Velez from Long and Foster, Leah.
Hold on, Jennifer's in the house. You
Jennifer's
got to make
in the
sure
house?
that
I didn't see that. Hello, Jennifer.
We got to make sure we
Welcome.
embarrass you if you're in the house.
Yeah, you.
There you go.
Woo, woo, woo. There we
Yes.
go, Cindy. We got Cindy, too.
Cindy, we announced you last time, so we're going to woot woot for last time you were introduced.
That's a double woot woot, absolutely. Leah Nolene from LT Realty Brokerage. We have from Metro Referral, Jacqueline James. And new agents joining, Marie Leonard, William Johnson, Kyla Bird, Ryan Smart, and Taraku Zaman. Welcome, you guys.
Another page of new agents. A lot of people getting into the business here. Jasmine Four, Chetan Parak, Susan Benia Santos, Dana Johnson, Michaela Belmar, Mahad Mustafa Elmi, Brandon Henrik, Ruth Reinhart, Merritt Kirkpatrick, and Praise Osam Moore.
And we're going to keep going with some new agents. Nab and Rajal.
I don't know that we've had this many new agents in a
Well,
long
and I'm
time.
laughing with all the changes in real estate. Now people want to get in real
I guess
estate.
they
That's
just won't.
crazy.
The good part is they won't know any differently.
They
you
won't.
You don't know that you've changed from the whole way to the new way.
No bad habits.
It was
that you
funny
gotta
actually.
do.
I was in DC and at Riz Media a couple weeks ago, and somebody on stage, and I should credit who it was, but they said, "What's funny is a year from now, the people that have been in this business and are now in the business and like getting new or and getting trained up, they're gonna be like." You guys used to show buyers without contracts?
Like what?
Like
yeah.
you what? Like
Yeah, that's crazy.
The people a year or two from now that just didn't know any differently, they're gonna be like, you used to do it that way?
And back
That's
in the
crazy.
day, we have to say now we get to say the good old days, and then back in the day.
Your good old
and
days
then-
are a little bit longer than most.
I've already kicked him once this morning, Warbean. I've already kicked him once.
All right, pick back up. My
All
fault.
right.
Go ahead.
He digresses us. All right, back to new agents. Nabin Rajal, Melissa Yorick, Amir Satter, Ashley Zeros, Al Murdoch, Arthur Clark Jr., Chelsea Butler, Christopher Cook. From New Western, we have Jamie Sunga Hernandez. And from North Star, we have Pamela McKnight. Welcome, you guys.
From Oakwood Realty, Kimberly Crown and Samantha Haying, Andrea McGill from Preferred Homes Realty, Astavan Mamo from KW Flagship, Jane Shu from Profound Realty, Kathy Sparks from Remax Executives. Roy Chase from Remax Gateway. Hey, how you doing back there?
Back
Good to see you
there.
back
Nice
there, Roy.
to see you.
I like that one. How's it going?
I know. I like that.
That was smooth.
That was really smooth.
Smooth as the other side of the pillow on that one. Natalia Winfo
Smooth as
from
the
Realty
other side of the
Advantage.
pillow.
Sergio Contreras Perdomo. Shout out to Stuart Scott. That's Stuart Scott's line, not mine. Redfin. Sergio is from Redfin. Shamira Westmoreland from Redux Group.
Also from Remax, Heather Sutphin joining us from Remax. Also, Lorinda Lafferty and Michael Brown. Michael Amron from The Collective. From TTR Sotheby's.
The Collaborative.
What did I say?
Collective.
Whatever. Well, does it really matter where they came from? He's here now, right, Bethany? I'm going with you.
We're
going to keep on
Reading's
going.
hard. Keep going.
Reading is hard. TTR Sotheby's. We have Tatiana Moody and Aladdin Barkawi. Another Aladdin.
Two Aladdins.
Two Aladdins. From United Real Estate in Richmond, we have Michael Goodwin. From Universal, we have Charles Futrell, Sheriff Futrell, and Omar White. Welcome, everyone.
A couple more Universals. So Charles Futrell was a great owner of this company they had down there in Richmond, and they all just had to come over to us. So you just mentioned Charles, Sharice, and Omar.
Yes.
And then Sean Pettiford, Jessica Futrell Johnson, and Harriet Futrell Johnson, all member of this United Real Estate firm that have come to make themselves a part of the Sampson family.
Welcome.
So welcome to our 83 new family members this week. We just want to continue to thank you all for continuing to refer people to us, continuing to introduce them to us.
Inviting them to Lunch and Learns, guys.
Inviting them to Lunch and Learns, yeah. So I think that, we're really thankful for the great company we're building, and it's all from the great people like you all that are doing a great job and then telling your friends to come talk to us. So thank you so much for that.
So let's kick into top performers.
Top performers for the month of August.
So exciting, you guys. For individuals by transactions in Virginia, there's a few. Congratulations to Natalie McArthur with 10.
That's a
you
decent
guys,
month
that
there,
is
Miss Natalie.
Good month. Tied with 8, Claudia Cornejo and Dilyara Dominova. Dane Work with 7. And then tied with 6, Tammy Irby, Michelle Gildea, Mikhail Gerardo, and Lauren Page.
Great
nice
job
month,
to our
you
top
guys.
Performers. Top 5 in volume for individual agents in Virginia. Yvette Lawless, $13.5 million.
Nice job, Yvette.
Natalie and Kurt McCarter, just under $8 million. Cousin Billy, way to go.
Look at
Billy
there.
Sampson, $6.2 million. Great job, Billy. Dane Work, just under $5 million. And Tammy Irby, $4.6 million.
All right, so we're going to teams
Whoa,
now.
buddy.
In Virginia, teams in Virginia. Carolyn Young Homes, 52
That might be a record.
transactions for the month of August. Nice job.
I don't know. Shepherd might have had something higher in the spring,
I don't
but
know. We'll
that
have to
seems
look.
pretty high.
And then speaking of Shepherd Homes Group, 42. Uncle Casey Sampson and One South Realty both tied with 20. And the DS team with 14. You guys rock on.
Fantastic job. And those top 5 in volumes. Carolyn Young Homes, $31.3 million last month.
That's a little bit of volume.
That is a great year for most people. Yes. Shepherd Homes Group, $28.2 million. Casey Sampson Team, $18.5. One South Realty Group, $9.1 million. And Major Key Real Estate, $6.6 million.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go up to Maryland and D.C., you guys. We're going to go to individuals for a transaction. Rex Thomas with 7, along with Surya Reddy and James Archie. With 5, tied Venkat Guram, Aiden Berry, Minaj Kumar Rathi, and Vitaly Petrov. Congratulations, you guys.
Our top 5 in volume for the Maryland, D.C. area. Rex Thomas, $6.6 million. Andrew Erickson, $4 million exactly. Pablo Flower, $3.9 million. Joan Stansfield, $3.8 million. And Venkat Guram, $3.7 million.
All right, to our teams by transactions in Maryland, D.C., the One Street Company with 24, the One Group and Team Harper tied with 8, John Burgess and the Easy Way tied with 5. Congratulations, you guys.
And those top 5 in volumes, I think it's same group, similar order.
Yeah.
One Street Company, $17.4 million. The One Group, $5.5 million. Carl Harper and Team Harper, just under $4 million. The John Burgess Group, just under $2.5 and the Easy Way, $2.3 million.
And we're shifting over to West Virginia now. So by transactions, the Diamond Home Team with 10.
There you go.
The A Team with 8. Susie Duran with 6. And tied with 5, the Home Sweet Home Team, Adam Shively, and Surya Reddy. Congratulations.
Great job. And then in volume, Diamond Home Team, $2.9 million. Susie Duran, $2.7, who's also she's been with us probably 45 days.
Yeah.
So crushed it right away. Great job there, Susie. The A Team, $2.2 million. Andrew Foltz, 8,000 behind, $2.2 million as well. Great job, Andrew.
Down by
And
that.
Home Sweet Home team just under $2 million for the month of August.
All right, we're going to look at overall top producers
Last
for
category
the
here.
company in all jurisdictions. Natalie McCarter, 8. 10. I'm sorry, 10. Todd with 8.
All right.
Todd.
It's really, it's quite impressive. 10. Go ahead. She's going to beat me up today at some point.
Tied with 8, Claudia Cornejo and Dilyara Dominova. And with 7, Rex Thomas, Dane Work, Surya Reddy, and James Archie.
And the volume, top individuals for the whole company, 13.5 million. Yvette Lawless, great month. Natalie McCarter, just under 8 million. Rex Thomas, 6.6. Billy Sampson, 6.2. And Dane Work, just under 5 million.
And teams, Carolyn Young Homes, 52. The Shepherd Homes Group, 42. The One Street Company, 24. Uncle Casey Sampson and One South Realty Group, both tied with 20.
And volumes, 31.3 million. Carolyn Young Homes. Shepherd Homes Group, 28.2. Casey Sampson Team, 18.5. One Street Company, 17.4. And One South Realty Group, just over 9 million. Fantastic job to all of our top individuals and teams. And I know that is a lot to go through, and I know that some of those numbers are super impressive and tough to keep up with. For those that aren't aware, we do those every week as well. In my weekend update, I do the top 5s because I know that for a month we see some similar faces over and over again, but everybody can have great weeks. We'll see a lot of you pop up into those weekly awards, which is great.
So I'm not saying sandbag.
Oh, my gosh.
But if you want your name in lights, too, you just sell a couple houses and have them hop on that same week, and whoop, now you're a top producer.
Look for our social media feeds for those as well. We want to make sure that we put everybody in lights as much as we can and celebrate your great accomplishments.
For those of you that missed the very first announcement we made and you're just tuning in, we are not doing cornhole today because it's raining.
Yes, so we decided to move it to next Thursday. There's no guarantee no rain next week, but we figured we'd move it if we could. So next Thursday, 12 o'clock, we'll talk more about a class that Casey and I are going to do at 10 o'clock, so you can come in for that if you'd like to. Then roll into great cornhole. We're going to have lots of food, drinks, ice cream. Even if you don't play cornhole, come play.
Look, there's giant
Connect
Jenga,
4.
giant Pong, battle putt. I am a mean putt player. And Giant Connect 4. I've never even seen Giant Connect 4, so I can't wait.
Giant Connect 4 is the best.
Is it?
Yeah.
I might have to play that.
That's good stuff.
I might have to relinquish my Nazi cornhole announcing I do.
Change your words, baby. I think we knew what you meant.
I am a dictator when it comes to cornhole.
Dictator. That's a better word.
Is that better?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with that one.
Okay.
All right. So next Thursday, even if you don't do any of those things, just want to come hang out.
No, and you want to just come grab a bite and eat some ice cream.
Have some food,
we'll have
a
food
drink,
trucks. Yeah, all the fun things.
Our October sales meeting will be Wednesday the 16th. If you want to circle that on your calendar now, that third Wednesday of the month. We have a lot coming up that week, but we'll set the stage there with that sales meeting as well. When I say a lot coming on that week,
coming up that week.
Friday the 18th.
Top producer takeover.
If you have not circled this on your calendar yet, circle it now. Go on to the Cardinal Nest right now, buy tickets. We are starting to email out to all the realtors in the area, so these tickets will get gobbled up.
And I think we only have like 15 or 17 VIP tickets left. We launched a batch of those, and you guys swallowed them up pretty quick. We've only got a few of those left if you want. So, Donnie, for people that have never been to one of our top takeover events, what is top producer takeover?
So, top producer takeover, first, it's what we're going to do is, I'll go back to the people real quick. So, Jared James actually going to do the keynote this year.
Has anybody heard of Jared James?
Yes.
Isn't he wonderful?
I have
He's fantastic.
Small man
He's got
crush
a
on
romance with Jared James. Yes.
Just really, he was a #1 real estate agent in the country for a while. Transitioned to coaching and motivational speaking. Does a fantastic job. Tells it how it is. Gives real life applicable advice for agents out there. So he's going to give a great keynote speech at the beginning, really about how to attack this market and how to have that positive mindset and sell in this market. Probably do some Q&A as well, depending on timing. So Jared's going to kick us off, and then we're going to have panels of some of these top producing team leads and top producing solo agents in the area. So we'll have a panel right before lunch. Then we'll do, so we feed you breakfast, Jared, a panel. Then we'll have lunch. We're going to come back, do another panel with top agents, do a class for one of our top agents, and then another panel, and then we do a happy hour. So we'll feed you breakfast, lunch, happy hour, and tons of great education and networking throughout the day.
And it's a huge networking because you guys, this is not just a Sampson event.
No.
We roll this out to Sampson
everybody
first.
Up there, we've got just Casey is Sampson. Those are a lot of other great leaders. So Jason's from Real, Jason Martin, Josh Dukes and Aaron Jones are partners with KW, Lauren Eady's Compass, Nikki Lagoris is Berkshire, Jen Smear's Compass, and Victor Caro's EXP. So we're representing lots of great companies all over our region.
And this is all about teaching you nuggets. You're not going to become a Nikki Lagoros. You're not going to become a Casey Sampson. But what you can do is take their knowledge, their experience, their nuggets, and implement them in your business your way. And they really just pull back the covers and talk about all the different things that they do.
So going to be a great day.
It is.
Shows you some of the stuff the tickets get there. You can scan that, but it's also on the Cardinal Nest right now. VIP ticket gets you a little bit of special access and special seating. And
you get to skip lines. You get to sit up front, all that good stuff.
But general admission is still great as well. We're hoping to get 400 people for the event. So it's going to be a great day. Springfield, Friday the 18th. Look forward to seeing you there.
Yes.
So
we've launched a whole new campaign for you guys for Are You Ready? And what does that mean? Some of you got some postcards at home.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Because what happens, we find out, is people, when they decide to do real estate, they either stay really, 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 really engaged, or they start engaged, and then they kind of go, life takes over, and they do this, and they do this, and they do this, and they don't pay attention. But what happens is when you get a buyer or seller, you then have to hurry up and catch up to where you are, and there's been so many changes. Can everybody agree that there's been contract changes in every jurisdiction? There's been legal changes on what we can and cannot do. There's been form changes that we're now required to have. There's just scripts and dialogues and schools of thought and mindset, and everything's changed across the board on 180 degrees in every single jurisdiction. So Are You Ready is a place that you can go on the Cardinal Nest that highlights all of the different classes that you need to take to be ready for your contracts, all of the different classes you need. Jason Shepardek, one of our Shepherd Homes Group leaders, who is historically the top producer of our company, is spending time teaching you how to do every single thing he did. He started as a part-time real estate agent. He was a target manager for years as he rolled out his real estate team. And these are all the things that are important to him and how he grew his business. He's teaching it to you guys in the way he did it. We've got Jared James coming in and doing every single week, dropping new content. He is sitting there talking about in-depth scripts, how to do things, what to do, teaching you step by step by step. The First Up app, all of the different tools that we're using as a company to help you leverage our size and leverage our education to help get you ready to be successful in this business is in this flow chart. These are all the tools and resources that you guys need to lean into and lock into to make sure that you're ready.
So just encourage you to go to that page. Lots of great information. You taking that picture, Mari? You okay? You get it? You could also go to that Success Guide button.
Yes.
That'll get you there too, I promise.
Yes.
All right. So lots of great classes. I encourage you to lean in. So we've talked about Zillow Showcase a little bit over the last couple months. We've even struck a better deal with Zillow Showcase, so I'm get to announce that here today. So I am not up here to be a salesperson for Zillow, but what I will tell you is this, because I think we all have a hit and miss relationship with Zillow, but I think we can all agree on this. They have the eyeballs. They have the eyeballs of a lot of the public out there. So if I had a listing today, I would want to make sure that it looks as good as possible in that forum. So they have Zillow Showcase ads. And what that does is it gives you the Zillow Showcase tabs, gives you a lot cooler presentation with pictures, and it also gives you a whole nameplate with like your name, your information, everything that you've got on there. So it's branded it more to you and your contact information, your contact button on there, as opposed to just random buyer agents. So I'm 100%, if I was listing homes today, I would never list a home without Zillow Showcase right now. The other thing that the reason I would do it is this. Let's pretend I'm going to list if Sarah's going to list her home in Vienna, and she's going to list her home in 30 days, right? What's Sarah going to do for the next 30 days? She's going to go on Zillow, and she's going to poke around. What's everybody getting in my neighborhood?
What does that house look like compared to my house?
Before she engages a realtor, because she knows once she engages a realtor, she's getting all of us in full force, right? That realtor force of nature that we are. She's going to poke around. Well, if she's poking around Vienna, and Donnie Sampson's listing pops up with Showcase on it, and there's 20 listings, but I'm the only one that says Showcase.
I want to be showcased.
That's pretty cool, right? I think there's a lot better chance that Sarah's going to call me to interview for that if I'm the only one with the Showcase tab there. So that's one reason that I would be all about it as well, is because I want to get the eyeballs out there, not only to sell my listing, but I want them to call me before to at least interview for that listing. So what we've located, so for those that don't know.
I'll give you one more reason too, with not just before when you're trying to get the people to look at you. Right now, Donnie and I are doing HQDUs in just about every area. One of the things that's true, and you can see it in the numbers, properties are sitting on the market a little bit longer. Now, look, guys, going and not having an offer in 11 days or 22 days. You've seen that contract data. We're going to talk about it. Days on market's elongating out. What seller doesn't want their property driving traffic to their property to sell faster, getting more eyeballs from those buyers out there looking?
Yep.
Because when they're looking at those tags too. They're looking at the cool photography, the cool virtual walkthroughs of the house. They're looking for things to draw their attention online as well, because just like sellers are online poking around, every single one of our buyers are online poking around as well, right?
So this typically used to cost, to the public, it costs $550 a month if you were just going to call yourself
for one
to have
property.
a subscription, and you get one property a month. Each one after that is either $750 or $1,250 in our market based on sales price. Well, we originally negotiated a deal to give them down to $500, and I wanted to get them lower, so we actually got a new deal out now, starting today, $250 each for a showcase listing. The other downside was, well, my photographer's got to do different pictures so it qualifies for the showcase, and I don't want to use the Zillow photographers. They were costing $400, $500, $600 to do. Well, they also lowered their price of their photographers as well. So $250, no matter how big the property is, you get the pictures, you get the panoramic views that go into the Zillow showcase thing. So you can get $250 for the showcase and use your own photographer, or $250 for showcase, $250 photographer, $500 for the whole package, which is a fantastic deal. So we're launching that officially today. So you'll see some more emails about that with this great pricing. And I just think it's a slam dunk. I think it's a no-brainer to get your property showcase, great pictures, panoramic views, awesome stuff. We got a question from the crowd there. Bethany's going to grab a mic real quick.
You know, we can say as much as we want that buyers are looking on our platform or only going where we send them, but we know they're going on their own and looking. They're looking at Zillow, they're looking at Redfin, they're looking at other type technology platforms. So this is a way to make you guys stand out on those platforms.
Yes, ma'am.
We will have copyright, though, on those pictures, even if it's a Zillow.
Well, you'll have the pictures and available to use on your own. Yes. The word copyright makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
But that's
I
what
would argue
that's
that a
what Brian
photographer
asked
has
is
copyright.
whether we have the copyright to them.
Yeah.
Well, you
yes,
have a
you'll
license
the ability to use
Yes.
them. Yes.
You have a license to use.
The word
yes.
copyright makes me a little uncomfortable.
And because the photographers
most
retain
photographers are
their
going to tell
own.
you that they're going to have the copyright.
Yeah,
to their
they
own
retain
pictures
their
as well.
own rights.
But yes.
I thought about the same thing, because I think once you upload your pics to the MLS, they take the rights to your photos. So how's it going to work if they're populating these third-party ones? The Zillow is going to override.
No, it's all the same
It's
pictures.
still the same feed. It's still the same pictures.
But the way that Zillow pictures do is they need a special pictures, because if you've seen a Zillow showcase ad, they do like the panoramic views and through the floor plans and all that kind of stuff. So they need a special camera, special lens, but they also take the real pictures. You're going to get all your pictures. It's not just going to the Zillow website. So you're still going to get all your pictures. You can upload them in whatever website you want to, but they're also going to automatically film in your Zillow showcase platform. Which is
and
great
that's
as well.
the key, because this is not a backwards API or an IDX, a backwards IDX feed. So Zillow's going to do their own advertising to their own feeds, but when you upload those same pictures into MLS, that feeds out as well. So
It's just
Zillow,
a separate login.
it's just a separate login. You have a Zillow account, and then you have your regular MLS. When you upload to MLS, you're just getting special extra advertising on the Zillow side that you don't normally get through an IDX.
Right.
That's the difference.
Myra.
No, you can answer my question. So that's what I wanted to know. If I can use those pictures in
Yes.
my
You can
in
use
my
those
client
pictures separate. It's just
MLS.
like hiring a regular photographer.
You're,
Yep.
So, and another question is, how it's gonna work if I don't pay for the showcase? So the listing also is gonna be showing in Zillow?
It still
or
shows
no?
on Zillow. Absolutely. No, nothing's changing in that case. We're just saying is you can get special advertising, you jump to the top of people's searches, you have the showcase button, just an extra
So
add-on
right
that you
now,
do for your
nothing's
listings.
going to change. So Myra, when you put in a new listing, you're
Still
still
goes
going to
to
have the
Zillow.
pictures there and everything else. But but let's say Cindy goes and she's a buyer and she wants to go look at that property. Right now, what happens if they click on the property? It says, please contact an agent, and whoever's paid for that Zillow lead is the one getting it, right? So for example, my own mother went on Zillow and was looking at property. She said, tell me more, right, about a property. The Zillow agent called her because she clicked tell me more, but it was the Zillow agent. It wasn't the listing agent. This gives you the ability.
It'll say contact listing
It'll say
agent.
contact listing agent, and it's got your name, your face, all of your bio and contact information on there that otherwise wouldn't be present.
Yeah, nobody else is gonna be there's
Well,
only me.
there's a contact listing agent. There's no other pictures, but there is a
Your picture's
set
there.
up a showing. There's 2 buttons. One is contact listing agent would go to you. One still goes to their buyer pool. But you're still going to get
top billing.
You're going to get your top billing. You're going to get your information on the listing, and you're going to present a better listing to the market. So, look, again, I'm not making $1 off this. I'm not trying to make you do this. What we've done is negotiate a super great deal so that you can do this in a better fashion.
We just want to give you another tool.
550, 750, 1250 plus pictures, that gets expensive, right? But if we can get down to 250 for the listing side for the showcase, and then you use your own photographer, or 250 for their photographer, which is really cheap for all they're giving you, I think it's, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer for a nice listing. But it's certainly up to you all.
And do you know how many pictures we're going to get from the...
No clue.
More than you could need.
Yes.
50, 75.
Because they have to have so many for their
certain,
carousel.
Yeah. The reason they have to have their special photographers, they do like whole 360 views and panoramic of each room. Like they have to have a certain, they're going to have more pictures than you could deal with.
Thank you.
One more. Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Wait for old Beth.
Okay. Old Beth. Right. At least he's a equal opportunity offender this morning.
Hola, hola. Okay, question is, doesn't matter the size of the house, so the price will be same?
Price is the same no matter what. I specifically asked the guy, look, we could have a 6,000 square foot home with whatever. He said, no, the picture costs and everything's still the same. So it doesn't go any lower than that. That's the lowest they'll do it, but it doesn't matter if it's bigger. That's a flat price for our agents.
Is this included also staging?
No.
No? Okay.
Just pictures, just
the showcase
and just highlighting you when you're listing on Zillow.
So we're going to send out more emails about that. They're also going to have a class, I believe, almost every Monday at 11 o'clock where you can jump in, hear from the Zillow reps, talk to them directly.
Ask questions.
So ask questions, dive deeper into that. But this is just a great product we're going to offer out. And our deal right now goes through April. So this is locked in for 6-7 months. So you know, we don't plan on this going anywhere, but I just think it's a great feature we're able to negotiate down. And you know, that comes from you guys in building your size, because Zillow actually cares about wanting to have a good relationship with us. This is not they don't want us telling anybody else that we get this kind of pricing, that's for sure.
And if you have any questions, you can always email Mary Alice M. Loveless, Loveless at samsonproperties.net, mloveless@samsonproperties.net.
When in doubt, email Sarah. No, I'm just kidding.
And I will be happy to forward you along to Mary Alice at mloveless@samsonproperties.net.
Just another reminder, you guys have done a great job and continue to do a great job. We have so many lunch and learns all over. We've enlisted the help of Bethany and Richard Bridges in the back there, and my brother Bobby Sampson are also all giving lunch and learns along with myself. So we're able to hit probably just about 3 a week. So if you got a big list up here, but also always go to joinsamson.com. That's going to have the upcoming list. We're doing about 11 or 12 a month right now, which is great. All of our footprint, we're able to hit people, with our great message in a more effective way. And there's
our team.
Everybody now. So Bobby and Mark look happier to be there. Jeez Louise.
We definitely need a new picture.
So we had a great time. For those that saw some of the pictures online, the last couple of days, and actually they're
I want to know what the blue beverage is.
Catherine and Chris are still closing up shop there because it's finishing up today. But Maryland Association of Realtors, first time we were able to get to that conference. It was in Ocean City, Maryland. So you can see some pictures from our happy hour from our booth. Great time there with lots of our great agents. So we're excited up there. We've got a lot coming up. We're going to be at GBBR on October 17th, the Thursday right before our top producer takeover. And then Tuesday, October 22nd is the NVR one. I would encourage you to sign up for all of these events. NVR is going to be great this year. It's at Capital One Hall, which is a huge upgrade in facility. They've got some great speakers. We're going to have a double booth there at GBBR and NVR, so I'd love for you guys to come out, say hi, show that Sampson support. We also we're thinking about maybe trying to get down to the Richmond event as well. That's not on the graphic yet. That's also October 22nd. So we'll have to spread out some of our team.
We'll have to do a little divide and conquer.
To cover both events because they're on the same day. But, we want to get to as many of these as possible. We can't get to everything with our staff, but if you ever have things out there that you think we should participate in, please email them in. We get people after the fact that email me like, Donnie, you didn't come to this event. I was like, guys, I can't possibly know about everything. Like, if we know about it, we'll do our best to try to make a presence there as much as we can. We can't do everything, but if you let us know about it ahead of time and we can try to get in there, we'll do our best to participate because
I just heard you say you don't know everything.
I don't. I know. I try to do it all, Laura. I do my best. Sarah, I think you need to record what I just said, that I don't know everything, and send that to Meredith. She'll love that, because she would tell you that I sometimes act like I do. Parking's included? I hope so, for what we're paying. No, I'm just kidding. No, NVR, the parking's included for that event, Myra's saying. Yes, Capital One Hall, and it's a beautiful event. If you haven't been there, go just to see the Capital One Hall event. It's the event center. It's gorgeous. So excited for those trade shows coming up.
Absolutely.
It would be nice if they don't stack them all on top of each other, which is great.
Well, it's event season.
I know.
It's trade show season.
I know, but it's a lot.
Trade show
all
season.
Right.
That didn't come out real
back
well.
to real estate, or back to our
Oh,
selling
you and Uncle Casey. There's definitely some Samson jeans going on in those
There's some strong
faces.
Samson jeans there. So for those that haven't met Casey or seen Casey speak, Casey's been a top producer in this area for, 35 years, and he's just an industry pro and does a fantastic job. His team sold $150 million last year, and I think they're on course for over $200 million in sales this year. I think I just checked, and they were at 140 or $150 million already year to date. They do a fantastic job, and Casey does a fantastic job preparing his listings. So we've prepared a class, Sell Your Listing in 7 Days. And he's got some of the key things here, that we're going to go over but it's going to outline his keys to making sure that if you do it correctly, you're going to sell that home in 7 days. If you sell in less than 7 days, you're going to get the best price. You're going to get the best terms. You're going to be able to close a Cardinal Title group. You're going to get less contingencies. You're going to have a happier seller. You're going to get more referrals. So Casey's been kind enough to pull back the curtain. We're going to do a whole hour and a half, 2-hour class next Thursday at 10 o'clock. Next Thursday at 10 o'clock, the 26th, here in studio. So we'll record it as well, but it's much better to be in person. So Casey and I are going to do that next Thursday at 10 o'clock, and then the cornhole tournament play after that. Casey's actually at Duck right now. He's on family vacation.
With all of his grandbabies.
With all of the grandbabies and my cousins and all of that. So what we did is Casey and I taped a quick intro, a little teaser for next week's class. So Justin's going to play Casey and I's teaser, talking all about what the Sell Your Home in 7 Days class is going to be all about. Well, hello, everybody. I'm here with the man, the myth, Casey Sampson, and we're going to talk a little bit about a great class he's going to have coming up. Our plan is to teach September 26th, Thursday, just next Thursday, and we're going to dive into how to sell a house in 7 days or less. Because the key right now is if you get it out there and you get it sold in 7 days, you're going to have happy sellers, good prices, all those great stuff. Casey, what percentage of your listings right now are you guys selling in less than 7 days?
Well, about 93% of the listings are going to sell in the first week.
That's crazy. Because overall, it's like, what, 30?
Yeah, but almost every seller that's going to agree with some of the things we're going to talk about today, if they agree and follow protocol, they're going to win. If they don't follow protocol, they're going to lose. And it's just a clear delineation.
So it's like 100% if you listen to Casey. 93% of people listen, for the most part. So what we're going to talk about in this class is we're going to dive into some great topics and how does Casey make that happen. And first rule is don't break protocol.
Right. Yeah. Rule number 1 is don't break protocol, and rule number 2 is don't forget rule number 1. So as long as we have a protocol that we go by every time, and it starts with a good solid education of the seller on what the market is doing at that time. And everybody talks about, timing the market. You can't time the market, but you need to understand the market and where the market is headed and what drives the market. What are the components that drive the market? Mm-hmm. So in my opinion, you and I, that's me and you and Rick are stat guys. We're watching inventory. We're watching interest rates. We're watching pricing. What drives that? And it's very clear in understanding the market that interest rates going down drives inventory up historically. And inventory going up softens prices. So where they go and how they go, all we need to know is where we are and what the risks are.
Yep.
If the inventory is going up, usually that says prices are going down. They've already corrected about 6 to 8%. Where's that going to go in the future? I don't know.
Absolutely. So we're talking about understand your market is your number one, your first goal, and we're going to teach you, dive into that, and we're going to show you a couple graphs here in a second on what kind of Casey's a sneak peek into what he's going to talk about in that class. Agreeing on the pricing, making sure you really dive into figure out where is that pricing, and obviously Casey's got a bunch of pricing models and all sorts of things, but the price is obviously the number one thing that is the most important thing in anything, right?
I think that, I always say that if I say 115 and the seller goes 12, that I've failed to prove that that price really is 115. So I think the education of how you arrive at the number, the pricing number, is extremely important. Now, we're going to talk about the predictive analysis, but let's talk about the pricing. We always come to a range. Let's say I think it's going to be 800,000 and the seller wants 825 or 835 or 850 or whatever
every
it
time.
is. So in the past, the predictive analysis, you can take that higher number and you say, okay, let's test 825, let's test 850. But the fallback is if we don't see a good solid buyer pool coming in, we got to drop to the lower number. So in this market, and this follows understanding the market, you really can't go with that higher number because you're not sure the lower number is going to work.
Right.
So in my case, we were at 1.35 to 1.3, and I'm like, I can't test 1.35 because I'm not sure 1.3 is the number.
Right.
So that is where I called Donnie, and I said, Donnie, if 30% of our contracts are selling in the first, listings are selling in the first 7 days,
Yep.
then 70% are in trouble.
Yep.
And you can stop it just like that when you come up with your pricing and say we need to do a predictive analysis prior to launching this listing. And if we can test the number to make sure that it's there, then I can guarantee you we have contracts coming in as soon as we as we launch.
Pricing, we talk a lot about, and then predictive analysis on to do with that. But then the other key part is preparing your home correctly. Casey will talk a lot about how his team goes about preparing your home correctly, and that's the staging aspect of it and the fixing it up and making sure it looks great. And you guys have some fancy terms for that. What are your terms,
well,
buzz terms there?
You know, it's not terms, you know, and again, I tell the seller, you know, our saying is the truth will set you free. And it's like, look, seller, you don't want to fix the house up. I don't want to fix the house up. But the buyer doesn't want to fix the house up. And unless we do it, unless we call in the people that are going to paint it for $6,000 or $7,000, we'll make $70,000. If we don't do it, we're in deep trouble. So, you know, I credit my kids and Billy and, you know, the agents that have worked with me that, you know, Morgan and Kelly will not let a house launch unless it looks appropriate
look
in
good.
film.
Right.
So it's got to look good.
You and I might let it look good.
You know, we're like, I don't feel.
Yeah, it's
I
good
don't want
enough.
to do it.
The girls
It
are
looks
like,
good
no,
enough
no,
for
no,
me.
Dad, hold up. We got to make this house look good.
Donnie,
It's
I
worth
will
it.
swear, I sit there and I'm like, please, Morgan, don't say we got to paint the house. Please, 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 please. And she'll look at the sun and go, oh, we're painting this house. I'm like, oh, no, we got to paint the house. So, you know, we don't want to do it, but you have to do it.
Every time.
And then there's and again,
it works every
if
time.
you don't,
Right.
you broke a protocol and you've broken the rules and you got a problem.
Absolutely.
So, yes, preparing the home is critical as well.
So don't break protocol. We're talking about understanding the market, agreeing on pricing, preparing your home correctly, and then diving into what that predictive analysis looks like, and then making sure you get the right jumping off point. So we're going to dive into all those things, and then at the end, if you do that, get your whole house sold in less than 7 days, you get lots of offers, and lots of good stuff happens. So
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So just give a sneak peek of how does Casey dive into understanding the market? So what's this chart here we're looking at?
Okay, so the first thing I look at when I wake up in the morning is the 10-year treasuries. Now these are the bonds, and they react to market conditions. If there's reports on inflation or there's a report on employment, this is where it's going to show up first. So that number is currently at about 3.65 today. The 30-year fixed rates should be about 1.7% higher than that.
Which should be
so it should be about 5.3.
Yep.
Now that's where it should be. Now sometimes the markets, you know, vary, but it should be 5.3. So as you see that go down, when the Fed said they were going to drop interest rates about 50 basis points, that's back there, and that's driven already into the price.
Yep.
So tomorrow they're going to announce a drop in interest rates. It's already been priced into the market. This is the first trigger on interest rates is the 10-year bonds.
Okay, so that's where you're going to track those interest rates. Now, what's this Fairfax County inventory against interest rate? What's the dynamic here on this chart?
Okay, so the dynamics are every time interest rates go down, then inventory goes up. And every time interest rates go up, inventory goes down. Now, we've just seen a really dramatic. So the blue line is interest rates. The green line is inventory.
Right.
When rates went up, inventory went down into the seller. Now, the dynamic was that when inventory went down, prices went through the roof.
Because
so when you
too many people for less.
It's counterintuitive that interest rates would go up and prices would go up at the same time.
Right.
But the reason is the inventory.
Sure.
prices are rates go up, inventory goes down, prices go up because there's no inventory. Now, prices started to come down, and inventory started to go up. Now look at where they've gone. So prices have already corrected 6 to 8% over the last.
So at the end of that red, you can see it already start to come down there.
Right. So if you look at the red line and see where it went down. So if you're not aware of what's going on in the market, if you would think that red line would just keep going up, right? But if you went up, now your house is sitting on the market too long. You know, now you're in trouble. Now you got home inspections. Now you got a problem.
Right.
So this is why understanding the dynamics of interest rates, inventory, and pricing is critical.
And this is where, you know, I talk in my weekend updates, and we talk about 30 and 40% more inventory in the market today than a year ago at this time in September. And that's what you're talking about here with this inventory. I've been saying this weekly, and it jives with this chart of how much more inventory is gone. You can
see it pretty clear. Right? I mean, you can go back historically and see when one thing goes down, the other thing goes up. So this is a real clear indicator. And I'm not saying prices are going down 10% or 12%.
But it could.
I'm saying there's a risk that they could go down when inventory goes up. So when I'm talking to a seller
in the fall here,
right in the fall, I'm saying if you don't like 1.3 million, if you wanted 135. If you don't like 1.3, you're going to hate 1.15
right.
Because that's where it could be if inventory goes up and we find ourselves in February with a lot of inventory on the market. Now you're looking at 115. So
absolutely,
this chart is what is important that I show the sellers. The orange line on the bottom, that is what the house would be if we started in 2020, what the value of the house would be if it was adjusted for inflation. Normally, that's exactly where houses should be.
Yeah.
But lack of inventory.
We didn't quite do that. It screwed up everything.
Boom. So you see the blue line, the prices went up. It was all due to lack of inventory. So what's going to bring it back down? Inventory. So inventory corrected, and look at the pricing. So I'm just saying this is what we know.
It may not get all the way to that red line, but in theory it could start getting closer, which is scary.
At some point, the blue line and red line will meet again. Okay, now when that is, I don't know.
Hopefully it's not for a while. But it could.
I'm just saying,
right.
I said you're sitting in a house that's worth, based on what you bought it for, it's worth $1.1 million. You're getting 1.35 or 1.3. Right. But if we can get 1.3, let's get out of here.
Right.
Let's go out on top.
So I think what our main point is, and in case you're going to dive into this deeper in the class, is, you know, understanding all these things in greater detail so that you can explain it, but knowing that the risks of, knowing the market, knowing pricing, knowing all these charts, so you can talk. You can't help the seller understand if you don't understand the market.
Right.
So
you got to understand it.
You got to understand it. So because we think there's a risk that maybe in the spring prices are 5 or 10% less. We don't know for sure, but we also know that a lot of these indicators show that we could get softer and softer. So protocol, we've got making sure that we understand the market, the pricing, preparing your home, and predictive analysis. We're going to dive deeper into all of those topics in Casey's great class, September 26th.
Yep.
I wouldn't miss it if I was selling today. So we'll see you all next Thursday for a great class on how to make sure you sell that home in less than 7 days.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Case.
See you then.
Yes,
yeah,
it will be
recorded. Yes.
I'm back on. All right, good.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
I think that's going to be a great class. Anybody that's looking for really just, especially guys, you can say I've been in the market 20 years. Who cares? This is a different market. Guys, the last 10 years have not been real estate. Yeah. It's been a blip where we've had no inventory that shot the prices up. We all know that. So it's time to pull back and get back to basics on how to list properties effectively to sell, not just throwing them on the market and hoping they go because the MLS fed them out. Like, we actually have to work now, so we need to make sure that people know how to work.
So digging into all those things. And we didn't really even touch on predictive analysis that much and what that looks like and how we use it as that, but we wanted to give you a kind of a 10-minute teaser of what that class might be at in a little bit more detail. So that'll be next Thursday. Look forward to seeing a lot of people here, and can also obviously catch that on video later. So for now.
And then stay for the cornhole tournament.
There you go.
So we will feed you. We will teach you. We will feed you, and then you may play Giant Connect 4.
There you go. For now, we're going to give you trivia. We're going to give out some Samson swag.
Yes, we've got swag.
Right? Oh, you got it?
I got it right here.
All right, first trivia question. You got to be here. No onlines. Ready? Myra's already calling out. She wants a size small. All right, first question. First hand up. When is the cornhole tournament? Laura, Luke cheated, but I'll give it to you, Laura. Next Thursday. Laura got it.
All right.
Laura, I'm not going to count the half hand up before I ask the question next time.
All right. She gets a Samson Cares t-shirt and Print Center credit and a little book.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Next question. We got one more for this session, and we'll do more
There you
trivia
go.
later. Next one. Where can you get your Top Producer Takeover tickets?
Oh, Myra.
Oh, Myra will give you that one. You better get it right. Yes, Jessica. The Samson Nest, Cardinal Nest, yes.
Cardinal
we'll
Nest,
give it to
yes.
you. There. No, Myra, you missed.
Myra.
You missed. You have to get you later.
You
froze in the
prematurely
moment, Myra.
threw your hand. There you go.
There you go. Miss Velez for the win. You were
Yes.
so excited when we called on you.
I know. She's like, I froze. Yes.
All right. Is Miss Carrie back there?
You have that t-shirt already. Do we have Carrie? We do not.
Okay. Well, I will start the section without her. So August capture rates. So we give you, this is a percentage of the buy sides that we're able to get to Cardinal Title Group for the month of August. So again, thank you all for all your business. For Maryland, for Virginia and West Virginia, we're 51% of our buy sides. Maryland, D.C., 33%. And then that average for the whole company was 46% for last month.
You guys are doing great. Keep it up.
Do you want? I thought you were going to do the next one.
Oh,
I'll
no,
do it for her.
Go ahead.
So this is where it's broken down into regions. Each office you can see is in a different region there. So what makes up the Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle? What makes up that Baltimore market? D.C., Maryland Metro, Central Virginia, Northern Virginia. So you can see in Northern Virginia, 50% is good. That Maryland, West Virginia Panhandle, you guys are our friends. Charlestown, Frederick,
Look
Martinsburg,
at that.
63%.
Nice job, you guys. We
That's
have Carrie.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then Central Virginia doing great down there, 59%. We've included Lake Ridge, Stafford, Fredericksburg with all of our Richmond regions as well. So great job. Baltimore, D.C., Maryland Metro. We need to pump those numbers up a little bit.
Okay, D.C. and Maryland.
Yes.
Guys, work with us just a little bit. Step it up. We just need one. Just need one.
And Baltimore as well, only 30%.
Yes.
We need to pump that up a little bit. So it's good to see that capture rate across the board, and hopefully we can continue to raise that every month.
Absolutely.
The more you guys support Cardinal, the more we can grow everything here at Sampson in an effective way. And then Miss Carrie Lindsay has slid in here as I put up that chart. So welcome this morning to Carrie. Carrie, what do we got to talk about today?
Well, we have some awesome Cardinal people we would like to recognize.
Fantastic.
We have our award winners for the month of August. Haley Davis, our West Virginia pre-processor, is pre-processor of the month.
She is kicking tushy out there, huh?
Another new name.
Kicking tushy, huh?
Kicking tushy.
Well, if I'd have said kicking ass, you'd have told me to watch my language. Sorry, you may continue.
We've got Amy Warmack as our processor of the month, another new name. Sabrina Sanchez is our settlement agent of the month. Sabrina is in our Alexandria office.
Great job, Sabrina.
And we've got Alicia Grady as our post closer of the month. And last but not least, Ann Hoffman is our Above and Beyond winner. This is a winner that we vote on at Cardinal each month. You have to be nominated, and then we vote company-wide, and Ann Hoffman is our winner.
Fantastic.
And she's fairly new to Cardinal. So
yeah,
we're
that's a
thrilled
newer
that she's
name.
a
Where's
winner.
Ann at?
Ann processes for Maryland and D.C.
Fantastic.
Super
She's been a
exciting.
great addition. And obviously, everybody thinks so since she's already won for Above
Apparently,
and
she's
Beyond.
got big fans already.
Yeah,
she's
she
Above
does.
and Beyond.
She's
only
got
been
a
there a couple
fan club.
months.
Well, and just so you guys know, a lot of these awards, your feedback goes into when you complete your surveys about how your transaction went. Carrie reads every single one of those, and a lot of that data goes into the decision of who wins these awards each month.
And they get a bonus. So everybody really wants to be an award winner. They're
there you
recognized
go.
and they get money. So it's a pretty great thing.
Dollar
Yes.
bills,
Dollar,
y'all.
dollar. Yes.
So Cardinal started putting these out the last couple of weeks, which we're super thankful for, these recent contract trends. Who's gotten these emails to them? There you go. Who likes these emails? Oh,
And guys,
it was funny. The second question got more hands than the
I
first
know.
question. So you figure that one out.
One of the things I want to preface this conversation with saying is sometimes you will see companies or title firms put this out on their Facebook page and other places, and a lot of different firms do it. The reason this is so much, I'm just going to say better and more special, is because when small companies do it, they're only looking at what comes into their individual office. So they're only looking at 5 or 10 or 15 transactions a week, and that is not indicative. That is just an abnormal sample size. It's not indicative of what the market's actually doing. It's just what they've received. When we're looking at this data, we're looking at, bless you, CC, we're looking at over 200 contracts a week, and then we're kicking out abnormalities. We're kicking out land and commercial and anything that was written over 7 days, so that this is all accurate data, and you're looking at a huge sample size broken down by area. So it's relevant data that's a good sample size for the marketing, indicative of what the market's doing. You're up, sorry.
Kara's like, yes.
Yes.
Yes to all that.
Sarah likes to do that where she says all the things and then like looks at you like you're supposed to add to it.
Well, we are thrilled to have this. So if for some reason you're not getting the emails, you might be, I'm sure, accidentally unsubscribed.
Accidentally unsubscribed.
Accidentally unsubscribed.
If you're not
We'd like to
getting
give
them,
the
let us
opportunity
know.
to
Yes.
resubscribe.
Yeah, this is great information. Like Sarah said, it is such an impact because we have over 100 contracts that we're basing this on. So it's just a really big sample size.
Typically
and it's great
150,
information.
160 on a given week.
Well, and we're looking at over 200, but again, we're kicking out those commercials, we're kicking out
Right.
the land, we're kicking out anything that is not a very generic, applicable resale contract that was written in the last 7 days.
So just to highlight a couple of these things on here, because I know you guys can look at them, but contract price. It was interesting to me that you've got that list price is in white, that top thing there, lower than list price, and then higher than list price. We're seeing a lot more balance in those than we're used to. About a third of them are at list price in all three jurisdictions. But what was interesting to me is West Virginia. It seems like has got a lot more under list price. 48% of their contracts were under list price. In the last week, whereas the others were about a quarter. Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. A lot more financing than cash. That's not abnormal. Seller subsidy down there. Go ahead.
One point I want to make about the financing, though, guys, we're seeing across the board in all of our jurisdictions, we are seeing in that financing category about a third and a third and a third being FHA, VA, and conventional. So it's no longer FHAs and VAs can't get their deals through. They are, in effect, each one independently making up about a third of the financing in there. So that's huge because your buyers that weren't necessarily getting that great financing before, bless you, they're seeing an opportunity right now to get in on some of these properties.
And the seller subsidy, the next one, is also interesting how different West Virginia and Virginia are. And then Maryland's kind of in the middle between the two. Yep. In West Virginia, 62% of the contracts had a seller subsidy, whereas in Virginia, 75% did not.
Yep. And then we see on the financing contingency there, so a lot more people getting them, 77%, 72%, 62%, so or 82% on that last chart. So a good bit getting finance contingencies in, which is good. A good bit getting appraisal contingencies in. Home inspections, that next one's the blue line. Not many in Virginia, actually. Everybody else is getting them, but Virginia only had 25% of them had home inspection contingency. Maybe the Virginia agents just don't want to deal with home inspection contingencies. Not putting them in there. But I thought that part was interesting as well. And then that bottom chart there, days on market. This is the one that kind of lit Casey and I up and made us want to do a class. Is you see that the black is under 7 days. In West Virginia, 15%. In Virginia, 32%. And in Maryland, D.C., 15% were under the market 7 days or less. We wanted to be, as listing agents, we want to be in that high category where Casey was listing and getting 93% of his things under contract in less than 7 days. We wanted to grow that number because when you do that on the listing side, you get a lot more advantage in that negotiation. So that's why if you see West Virginia having 77% of them on the market 22 days or more, that's why you saw all the concessions and all the contingencies and lower than list price. It's because they're listing them too high on balance, and they're taking advantage of it. Now, in some sense, we're the buyer agent on most of these deals, so we're happy that we're getting the advantages. But, it's indicative of we looked through all these charts and saw all the West Virginia advantages. Then we looked at the days on market, and it directly correlated. So that was interesting there.
And the last point that we want to bring your mind to is the fact that many of us were concerned about what's going to happen when we don't know how much money we're making in the MLS. Guys, you guys are doing a great job negotiating it in the contract. 97% of all the contracts had buyer representation in the contract, meaning a buyer agent was paid through the contract, and 82% of those were more than 2%. I'm actually seeing a lot of threes and some fours in there as well.
Fours.
So we saw some fours in the last couple of weeks.
Got some.
That's some gutsy.
I'm not even sure if I can clap for that.
I am, and I like it. I like it all day long.
I'm all for a good commission, but at some point it becomes a little bit.
So one point of note there, guys.
Sarah Mormony.
That's very Sarah Mormony. Sarah Mormon would definitely put that 4% in and laugh all the way to the bank. All right, but what I will say too is that in your contracts, please make sure that you're filling out your contracts and
That
using.
comment was not endorsed by Samson Properties.
We have two different schools of thought on pricing, if you can't tell.
She said I would laugh all the way to the bank. That comment is not endorsed by Samson.
But if you're writing your contracts, guys, please make sure you use the blanks as they're intended. And what do I mean by that? It means most of our contracts have a blank that says, does the seller have subsidy? And what part of the seller is paying the buyer agent compensation, and they're on the front page. For those of you in GCAR in Maryland, you're seeing that as a separate addendum or a separate paragraph. Please use the areas that were intended for that purpose. Don't ignore all of those and then write your own addendum on the back that talks about who's getting what. Because the reason the verbiage is the way it is because it's been vetted by lawyers. You're not lawyers. Please stop writing your own addendums unless you have to. So use the spots as they were intended to make sure you're recording all the things appropriately.
Absolutely. And then, Carrie, you got some exciting news at Cardinal,
I know.
right?
We do. So in the next couple days, we'll have the new market trends in your email. And if you click on Cardinal Title Group, you're going to see a new website that we're about to unveil in the next couple days that we're really excited about. It's got a fresh new look.
New website, who dis? So
Yes.
we're excited for a fresh new look coming to Cardinal's website, as well.
Yep.
So good stuff coming.
Lots of great resources going to be on there for you.
Thank you, Cardinal, for
Thank
all
you,
your
everybody.
great hard
Yes.
work. Thank you all for your support of Cardinal. Oh, Myra's got a question, huh? Okay. We'll allow it, Myra.
Run, Bethany, run.
That was running.
Yeah, it's a question and a compliment too. When you send that email to review the processor, it's gonna be public or it's gonna go just to you?
No, so it doesn't automatically go public.
Okay.
It automatically just is internal so that we receive all the Qualia reviews automatically, but it doesn't automatically go public. No.
Okay, cool. Yes, and I want to say thank you to Christine Richards. She is my processor, so she's amazing. I don't know what other agents doesn't close with Cardinal, so I have a really good experience.
Great.
And I
Thank
want to
you.
give a compliment to her because
There you
she's
go.
like,
Shout out to Christine.
Christine
Awesome.
Richards.
She will
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
There you go.
Christine does a terrific job, so thank you for trusting
She's
us.
not
all
allowed
of you
to
with
win
your
every
business.
month, though,
Yeah.
so somebody else
Yeah.
has
Yes,
to do it.
I need that in Baltimore.
Yes, yes. We know she is definitely terrific. Thank you for sharing that with
Fantastic.
everybody.
Well, thank you, Carrie, and thank you
Thanks,
all for your
everybody.
support of Cardinal Title Group.
Thank you.
Do I hear somebody coughing back there? Is that the man, the myth back there?
It's the man, the myth.
All right. Well, then we're gonna fast forward because if Jerry Berry's back there,
Hello, Jerry Berry.
I want to say what's up to him. So
We have exciting news today, Jerry Berry.
Very exciting news.
How
today.
are ya?
2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Exciting news.
I'm expecting a text from you.
what?
Cool.
What's
Telling
exciting
me all the
news?
things.
What's up, buddy?
You already broke
Good to
into
see
it
you.
on your little Casey thing earlier.
Oh.
The Fed meets today.
Oh,
The Fed meets today.
2 o'clock's a big
Casey
announcement.
and I like to spoil all the good news.
You guys are too smart.
We were spoiling it last Friday. We actually taped it before we went to the beach. So
There you go,
We
there
were
you
way
go.
ahead of the game. So, how's it going?
Good. We've seen interest rates improve substantially, as you guys well know. The Fed does speak today at 2 o'clock, and more so,
What
whether it goes-
are we guessing?
I'm saying a half.
Half. There you go. I like.
I say a half. Before
I hear a quarter. Do I hear 3/4? Right?
Wouldn't that be great? 3/4. Before the Fed had to raise rates because of COVID and all that other stuff, the economy was clicking along where the Fed rate was around 3.5. Today the Fed rate, not prime, but the Fed rate's about 5.5. So theoretically, most of us think there's probably about a 2% move over the next year and a half that the Fed can make. Obviously, we've seen employment slow down or unemployment
Where did that Fed rate
increase.
get to at the bottom? Like 1.5, 2?
It was at 0.
0.
It was 0
zero's
during
good.
COVID.
0.
Who
Zero
likes
during
zero?
COVID.
I don't think we'll ever
Yeah,
see
we did
0
like- we
again.
did
We
like
liked some
2
zero.
and 3/4
We
30-year
did.
fixed rates, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah. So we think that there's some more movement, but you're thinking maybe a half today is your guess.
More so what he says
Okay.
is more important than what he does today. When you think about it, guys,
Show me.
Show me
Exactly.
the money, honey.
when you think about this time last year or November last year, I was locking people in the mid-7s.
Oh.
Okay? And today we're locking people, I quoted 5.25 on VA last week. So
I love that 5 number.
Yeah, isn't that
We're
great?
Like, when it gets back to the 5s, and we're
So
back.
so when you think about it, the market, as we've talked about before, the guys buying bonds is all forward thinking. We've talked about the yield spread between the 10-year that you talked about, thank you earlier, the 10-year and where rates actually are. We're down almost 2% from the high, or getting close to
Good
that.
news. Good news.
So
And the high truly was not horribly high. It was
No.
horribly
Yeah.
high for us in more recent terms. But, guys, there are people that had 12, 14, 18% interest rates that some of us in this room, probably Donnie, remember.
Right.
He's like 10.
Back
Everybody
in
but
the 80s
Donnie.
when Sarah started selling.
But when you think about the Fed's done nothing, right?
Right.
And we're already down 2%.
Right.
Or 1 3/4 or 1.5, whatever number you want to pick out there. So what the Fed does today, it's more so about what he says and what his future, what he thinks he's going to have to do going forward. Because again, those bond traders, they're trying to determine what's going on 6 months from now, not what's going on today. That's why you've seen all this improvement.
Excellent. So we'll
But news.
look for new news there, which is good stuff. But already we're in a lot better spot rate wise, which, I think the key is too. It's those people that are happy with their home, and we've joked a lot about it. But I like my house, but I love my mortgage payment. Those people that are at 2 3/4, like you joked about earlier, 3.5.
Right.
It's that the closer we can get to that, the more they're more willing to be like, okay, well now I'll do that move up, or I'll move to that other house. And I think when it's 3.5 to 7.5, it's just too far. I'm giving up too much in rate in that new house. But as I get down to 6, 5 3/4, 5.5, it's like, all right. Now I can see that path to moving. So you're going to have
Makes
more
sense.
of those move up buyers that, or the people that don't. Right now we've only been forced people that had to move. Now some choice moves might come back into the market now as we get these rates closer to their.
Completely agree. And the fact they've made a lot of money on the investments that they
Yes.
that they purchased over the
Lots of
last
equity
10
back in
years
the
is
houses.
Lots of equity value
that
there.
helps dramatically.
It does
and those
help.
people aren't going to have to finance as much. But you're right.
Right.
Instead of the rate being at 7, if it's in the 5s, they're going to be able to stomach that better.
Exactly. Any other exciting news out there in the First Heritage world? And
We see a few of the ARM players starting to get back in the market. I've got one that's supposed to be releasing pretty
Donnie's
quick.
favorite
But
topic, arms.
arms. You know what? I've never had a 30-year fix myself, but that's me. So we do think we'll see a few more players get back in as things get calmer, and as this whole anxiety we've been dealing with for the last 3 or 4 years that you guys have been dealing with over the last 3 or 4 years, that's kind of going to calm down. And then I think you'll see some normalization and see some of the arms come back in the market. But it's hard to sell an arm against a 5.5% 30-year fixed.
It is.
Would have been easier at 7.
Yeah, no, and that's true. So the 30-year fix at 5.5, I'm all for it. But if you can get that arm at a half or a 1% lower, then all of a sudden it starts to make sense. That's some real savings, right?
It does. Should be back in the normal market. So we're excited, and I know you guys are starting to see the listings pop up and helping some buyers out, and it's definitely nice to see.
Good stuff. Any questions for Mr. Barry up here? We got the man, the myth up here. He got all the financing knowledge. Any questions or
I'm
thoughts?
way too intelligent. Yeah.
Way too intelligent.
That's what people say about you, I think.
I
When you're
think
not
so.
here.
I hear that
They're
all
like,
the time.
"That
Don't you?
Jerry's just way too intelligent." Well, great. We appreciate all the support from Jerry and First Heritage Mortgage, a great loan partner of ours, and we'll be around. We'll make sure you reach out to Jerry or any of the great First Heritage loan officers if you need anything.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
How we doing on time? All right. So what I wanted to dig into next here was our market reports. So these get a little bit, they're interesting as a point of reference. But again, like we've talked about even with some of the Casey charts you saw there, it's knowing what's going on in the moment, right? And that's why I do like the bright charts that I bring up on Fridays in the weekend updates, because that's the last week's information on showings and what's going on today out there. This is August data, so it gets a little bit stale when we look at it in September 18th or 19th, whatever it is, but it's still good to have a base up.
It's good to look for year over year, and it's for how is the trend? What happened this month versus the month prior? So it does give us some good indicators of what's happening and how fast it's happening. And is it normal?
So this is the whole DC metropolitan area. We had almost 4,600 new listings in August, which was down 8% from the year before, which is a little bit interesting, and down 1% from the year before. But down 8% from July, which is normal. August isn't typically a big listing month. I think when people haven't sold by July, they typically wait until after Labor Day. So we'll see a big bump in September on those listings typically. Our closed sales is the other one on the right there, which is interesting. We closed 5% less sales in this August than we did the previous August, and 10% less than July, which is pretty normal. July is normally a little bit better month overall, but 10% is a big number. We look at average list to the bottom left there. I like this one, the active listings. So we always talk about, we talk about inventory, right? That was a big thing with Casey is we got more inventory. Well, if you look to the left there, last August, 2023, we had 5,965 properties on the market. Today, we had 7,486. That's a huge jump. That's 1,500, 1,600 more listings. That's what we talk about by 35, 40% more inventory. So we're right above that 5-year average right now as far as inventory, whereas last year we were at that minimum point. And the maximum is only 8,500. So we're actually closer to where our maximum inventory has been over the last 5-year plan. So that's when we talk about inventory in the market, which is interesting. Our average days on market, 21, so up a little bit on that, but not dramatically high by any stretch. And then you see that average sold to list price ratio is still 99.5%, because as a whole, when we list things appropriately, we're getting list price or more than list price in some circumstances. So interesting charts to look at. You can see in that top in that graph how it drops down a little bit, because that's the median sold price. You see that top right graph? We don't look at this much, but that purple line is showing the median sales price. We saw it dip way down, obviously, and then it's gone way up, and now you see it start to back up a little bit in July and August, and typically doesn't do that quite yet until you get into the winter market months. And that's some of that's softening because of being more inventory than there is buyers out there, which you've seen a little bit of the last month or two. This is our Richmond area market report, so it's a whole different market, different MLS, so it's not blended in with there. But for our Richmond fans out there, a couple key metrics in here I looked at was closed sales. If you look down August, it's the third one down there. In 2023, they had 1,475 now, so down 4%, so pretty flat. Year over year, they're almost exactly the same amount of closed sales. 10,395 this year, 10,452 last year, so I thought that was interesting. And then the price, so almost the exact same amount of sales, but you see the average sales price year to date on the right there, 426 was their average sales price in 2023. This year it's 463, so it's actually up 8.6% in the Richmond market, which is pretty consistent with our DC metropolitan market up here. So I thought that was interesting. That's actually just single family houses. Condo townhouses, those similar numbers. Average sales price up 8%, and the total sales, that closed sales, was actually up 4.5%, but only about 80 homes year over year. So interesting stuff. Now, for those that don't know, because I know I'm going through it kind of quick, if you go to the Cardinal Nest and go to Top Resources, we have a market reports button. It has all these different market reports. We break them down by 25 different jurisdictions, and we download them every month. This is important stuff that you need to pull in the market that you're in so you can have that up-to-date data. I know a lot of you don't pay for smart charts. If you do, you can go run your own, but we run it on every single market around. So we pull those. They're downloadable. They're usable, and you can use them in all your marketing and all of your knowledge, because it's important to know what's going on in the market out there. So I want to take a quick minute and dive into those market reports. Now, market discussion. This can be a slippery slope, but I love to hear what's going on with everybody. Bethany, we got that. We got your running legs ready for the mic. I'm going to start to pick on some people out here, and I'm going to see what are we seeing in the market today.
Yeah,
so
what are you guys seeing?
Market discussion is more, what are we seeing on the market? What do we see in our listings? What are we seeing in our open houses? And if we have any interesting stories, now that we're almost a month in post, August 19th date, where all of a sudden the commissions are down, I want to take the temperature of what are you guys seeing out there? So anybody with any tidbits on what they're seeing in their current market out there? If not, I'm going to start picking on people. I'm going to start with you, Laura, so you better be ready. Bethany, go to Laura first, then we're going to go to Vibs. Laura, what do you see on your guys' listings out there right now?
Well, we have two currently right now. They're both coming soon. They're both going active tomorrow. One is in Centerville. It was built in 1730 before America was America.
Have you had any in the last couple of weeks, though? What's been the activity level on those?
Decent.
Okay.
Decent. Yeah.
Kind of normal?
Yeah.
Nothing crazy?
No.
Any open houses that you had?
Yes.
How was that traffic?
It all depends on the area, really. We did one in Aldi, South Riding, and it was bumping.
And it was bumping?
And then the one.
That's what the kids say is like. That's,
bumping? That's a bumping?
That means
bumping.
like busy.
It was busy. It was busy.
It's helping you out, Sarah.
Thanks for that slang there, Samson.
So it was bumping. All right. So if it's in a good area, you're getting lots of good open house.
You two are in a good area. You can bump.
There you go. Vibs, what are you seeing in the market today? Pass that mic on back. What are you seeing on some of your inventory out there?
So really right now it's a good testing for all the realtors.
Okay.
Because the bubble is gone. If you know, like Uncle Casey plan, if you
Yeah.
not sell in a 1 to 2 week, you will not sell the full price.
Right.
So it's really testing, and if you plan better, your property is moving. It's a
Make
good
sure,
area.
make sure you talk about that. And a lot of, and we're going to get into this next week a lot more with Casey, but the idea behind that is, you know, we fall into this trap where, okay, a property was listed at 600 3 months ago. So say June or July, right? It was listed at 600. It got 10 offers. It went for 640, right? And it closed August 3rd, right? And then we roll in September 15th. It was just last month, right? So seller's like, well, the last one sold for 640.
And my house is better.
My house is better than it, and I should get 650. Right. Well, the problem is, what was that house? Where was the actual market for that home? 600. That was where the market was for it. That was where all the people wanted it, right? Just because 2 or 3 people got going crazy at each other in June and somebody pumped it up and bought it for 630, 640, that doesn't mean that's the new market, right? The market was still 600. And if you let the seller talk you into 650, you're setting yourself up for 120 days of miserableness. That is not a word, I don't think. 120 days of misery where every single day, nobody's looking at the home. And every single day, that seller's like, why is anybody looking?
They're calling you, asking you, what have you done for me today? Because nobody's looking at my house.
Right. And that's because we listed it at 650 because we took the top person, what they paid for in a multiple bid situation, and we took that as the new market. Whereas the real market for that home is 600. You know, and I think that's what we talk about with, you know, pricing it appropriately, like you said, and getting that interest and the predictive analysis. And, you know, what Casey was kind of tipping, we'll talk more about, is what he was saying is you test it at 625. If they really want to go 625 or 650, and he was like, I can't even do the 650 anymore because I know it's wrong. But even if you test it at 625 on the market coming soon for a week and nobody's biting, then it's not 625, it's 600. And you can show them that because nobody favored it. Nobody set up showings. Nobody was interested in it. So that's what we're talking about by finding that right spot. And then the seller will look at you, 600? Well, what if nobody likes it at 600?
Well, it's not worth 600.
It's not worth 600, right? You know, but
we have to have strength of character and professionalism to be able to have those hard conversations with sellers to say, if we don't have hearts, favorites, and showing set up at 600, then we're off price.
Yep.
You can want it all day long. I used to say people in hell want ice water, but they don't necessarily get it all the time. So you've got to make sure you can have those good, strong conversations with your sellers.
You get a little risque today.
But Donnie,
Sassy.
as long as you price it at 600, that new house, you should be able to get 650. And as long as you, and as long as you,
I don't know if the market's there to quite maybe get the 650.
In some areas, yes,
right.
not in all areas.
Exactly.
But you're going to find the right market for it. It might not be 10 buyers for that house. Like there might be 3
it's
now.
house specific and
and it's location,
neighborhood
location,
right?
But it's also still that's the right price to get the best you can for the property, right?
Exactly.
The market has softened a little bit on the pricings. It's probably not going to get to 640 in this example. The bidding is not going to be as intense as it was 90 days ago. The bidding might be 2 or 3 people, but now you've sold it at 610. You've got the best conditions for it.
You've got the best terms.
You've got the dates you want. You don't have home inspection contingency, maybe you don't have appraisal. You got a happy seller and you got referrals. But I think that's kind of the key, right? What else is anybody seeing out there? Any open houses? Miss Cindy, I'm about to pick on you. I know you've had something going on out there. She's looking left, right. She goes, my name's not Cindy.
Cindy who?
What are you talking? Bethany, bring her a mic.
She needs a mic.
Oh, she wants to pass it to Cindy Squared over there.
As I'm approaching the Cindy's, guys, about tough conversations, I sold my parents' house a month ago, and if I can talk my dad into the right price, there's not a single person in this room that can't have that tough conversation with your clients. I'm here to tell you. That man lives on Zillow, apparently, and we won't go there. Cindy.
In our area, we're seeing...
Cindy's never going to come to a sales meeting again.
I know, this is a one-time thing. You know.
That's hilarious.
We're having open houses, and lots of people are coming. Lots of agents are still sending their buyers, and people are buying them from open houses. We've just had that happen recently here. But one of the things that we're seeing is... can we talk about commissions?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know how
it's a Samson only meeting. You can talk about
Samson
whatever you
only.
want,
Okay.
Cindy.
You know, I think so many people worried about, what's going to happen in August, you know, there. And we've had several sales on our listings. They haven't, blinked an eye as the buyer's agents are asking 2.5% and 3%. It's on the front of the contract there. I do the bottom line net sheet, and they say, where do I sign? Not even a question.
Yep.
Well,
So-
and a lot of that has to do, too, with the professional expectations
we
you're
know.
setting as the listing agent. It's your job to set the expectations with the sellers to say,
prepare them, guys.
This is my
prepare
this
them
is my
that this is
commission,
what's going to
this
happen.
is what's going to happen.
Instead of it going this way and this way, it goes this way and this way.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And in theory, I'm hearing from a lot of people, and Cindy, you might agree, is that some of these is an opportunity to maybe make a little bit more money per deal than we were making before. Because before, we roll in with a 5 or a 5.5 or a 6 expectation, and people shy away from, 6 sounds so high, or 5.5 or 5. But if you're like, okay, I'm going to charge you 2.5 or 3, they're like, well, that sounds fine. You're going to list my home, and they're actually it's a lot easier to get them to agree to 2.5 or 3 on your
Way less
side,
barrier.
and then say, look, the buyer side's going to be what the buyer side's going to be. Let's be prepared for this. Let's see what they ask for, right? So I almost think it's an easier way to get on the listing side. And from a buyer side, before we were just subject to whatever it was the listing agent offered. It could have been 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and that was what we got, right? But now at least we can ask for what we want, and the seller's probably going to pay it.
Everybody so far on mine have been asking for 3.
Really? So see, they're probably getting
the buyers agents have, and
they're probably getting 0.5% more than they were before.
3 out of 4 times they got it. So
yeah,
right.
And what were you offering before for the most part?
2.5.
Yeah. So see, those buyer agents probably got a few more dollars than they used to.
So this has been something that I've been saying for several months now. But if you are a professional agent and you are professionally prepared with your skills and you're confident in your skills and your discussions and your scripts, you will make more money.
Well, I think yes, you will
Yes.
because of this, but you will in general if you do those things.
Well,
right?
but what's happening is the ones that aren't confident are going to be falling away faster.
Yep.
And it's going to leave more open market share for the ones that are prepared and professional and knowledgeable about their craft.
100%.
Yes.
Cindy's still holding that mic. I think she wants to keep talking. What else you got, Cindy?
She's like hot potato.
I want you to keep going.
And now we will have
She's like hot potato. This thing's
She's
going.
like, now that
Chuck
I've
it.
had a taste, I'm just going to keep going. Any other thoughts on what are these seeing on open houses, your listings? Any interesting commission conversations that have gone poorly or well? Anything like that in the marketplace? Here we go up front. We're trying to get your steps in, Miss Durham.
I'm done. I'm going to lay down in my office for the rest of the day.
That would be like every other day.
2 things. I closed on a house on Monday, and it was a buyer commission.
Congratulations.
Buyer paid a commission.
Okay.
And
Buyer paid the commission.
Buyer paid my commission, yeah. And the second one that's coming is the buyer's paying the commission.
Now, did you guys ask the seller and they said no, or did you just not
Yeah,
ask?
the seller up front said absolutely not, would not pay.
Wow.
Any commission.
He was in that 2% last
Arlington.
month of the contracts.
Yeah,
Now,
twice.
And it was 3%.
Were there multiple offers? Is that why they wouldn't do it, or they just said no? And
Who, the seller?
Yeah.
She was just a strange lady. She's tight. She was just strange. But she just wanted to have nothing to do with it. She told her listing agent, who's also a Samson agent,
okay,
we're not going to do it. She was a friend of the Samson agent.
Gotcha.
But anyway, we got through it. I got paid. And
you can tell me who later who that is, and I'll beat him up. No, I'm just kidding. But your buyer paid.
Buyer paid.
Okay.
Buyer paid, no problem. They were very comfortable with it. It was presented correctly. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And but the other one is I've run into 2 or 3 Redfin confrontations, I'll call it, where they the rebate, their 1% rebate.
Yeah.
And I even matched it in one, but when it came.
So you had buyers that were questioning you, saying, "Can I get the same deal that Redfin's offering?"
Yeah,
Gotcha.
They came from Seattle.
Okay.
They sold their house out there. They came to my open house.
Yep.
They decided we would like to work with you, Dwight. So I said, great. So when they said, well, can you match the 1%? Sure, I'll do that. It was like $5,400, $5,500 or something like that.
Right.
But could I see your ratified contract from the house you sold out in Seattle? Then they flipped. I lost them because they said, well, they already have our information. My guess is
they were maybe not being entirely honest.
They were not being entirely honest, but they were not being entirely honest on a $1 million home that I wanted to sell. So
yeah.
they had committed to me, and then they
And I think that the key is to just be flexible, to be ready to talk through all those different scenarios, right?
Because each scenario is its
scenario's
own
gonna be a little
business
different.
opportunity.
You know, and I don't know that, I think that one part of all this might be to cut some of that rebate stuff out, in the sense that why, if, and maybe there's other reasons because you want the cash in pocket towards closing costs or something, but if you're a buyer coming in, why would I have Sarah ask for 3 and then give one back? Why wouldn't I just have her ask for 2? You know, it's still
still the same dollars.
Still the same dollars, right? But maybe it's because they want the extra 1% towards something, I guess, in some way. But I would think that in some ways that's going to minimize the advantage of the Redfin rebate, because they should just ask for less than, if that's what they want to do that. Why ask for the full boat and give it back?
Yeah, because our buyer's agreements, we have to write the amount we're taking.
Right.
Not this is a minimum and we can take anything higher. Guys, remember, this is whatever we put in that buyer agreement is the max we can take.
Right.
So if you're putting, yes, I'll give you your 1%, so I'll write my buyer's agreement at 2 versus 3, that solves that.
But in theory, that it does, even in this world, that gives us a little bit better chance, because if you want to match the Redfin rebate, well, before, that 1% was probably coming out of 2.5, probably in our market.
Right.
But now, you could say, well, yeah, I'll match the 1%, assuming that we get 3%. You're going to pay me 3%. Great, I'll give you 1% back. Now you can ask for 3. It probably minimizes the actual loss.
Right.
Because before you would have been fine with, you know, you're getting 0.5% more and giving some back. So it minimizes it a little bit to take that deal. But just be prepared for all the different scenarios out there. And we'll see some different business models that come of this, but it's about showing value. A lot of, obviously, Lynn's classes, a lot of what we're talking about is there's going to be some people that pop up and say, I'll be your buyer agent for a flat fee of $500 or $1,000. We'll see some of those types of business models out there, but if you're showing the value and why you are going to help represent them better, then you're going to be able to get those contracts and get those agreements. So we're going to go through a couple more things coming up with us next week or in the coming weeks, and then we'll close up with our Cardinal announcements. Our group coaching classes, go ahead.
Yeah, we've got Jose Ruiz, who is fantastic doing video marketing. Is going to roll out how to earn 6 figures using video marketing. This is what he does on a daily basis. That's going to be Thursday, September 19th from 10 to 11. We have Lisa Fry, one of our wonderful coaches, doing tracking and evaluating your business on the 24th from 10 to 11. And then Jennifer Dorn, awesome team leader, doing role-playing and objection handling on October 1st from 10 to 11. All these are free, guys. Mark your calendars. All of the links are on the Nest on how to get into those classes. But again, this is all free coaching by our wonderful coaches that we have here at Samson Coaching.
Raise your hand if you've been to an HQDU before.
Oh, love it.
Oh, good amount. Bethany raising her hand in the back. What a dork. What a dork.
You're a dork,
all right.
Bethany.
If you did not raise your hand, you need to get to an HQDU. They're great. All day, great training. We're always keeping it fresh. Next Wednesday, we'll be here in Chantilly in our studio. So I'd encourage you to come in here. Wednesday, October 2nd, will be at Lake Ridge. And then the October 9th at Silver Spring. We're constantly moving these around to somewhere else in our footprint every week. But we teach you great stuff all day. Kind of network. You can see sample lineups on the HQDU page, on the education page, on the Cardinal Nest as well. But encourage you to get out there and see us at HQDUs. Next Thursday, obviously, we got this. So Wednesday is HQDU. Thursday, we talked a lot about Casey and I's class that we're going to do. Casey's class, really. I'm just there to make him look pretty. Sell your house in 7 days, so we're excited for that. Lynn's doing her buyer consultations already. She's almost at 500 agents. I heard the 500 agents gets a special prize. Not really sure what the special prize is, but it's
lunch
something.
with you.
Oh, there it is. What's second place? Chantilly on Monday, Gainesville on Tuesday, White Marsh on Friday. So lots of great opportunities to participate in Lynn's class there. SOAR, we're going to be at White Marsh office on October 3rd. You know what else is October 3rd?
What is October 3rd?
It's my birthday.
Is it real? Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh,
birthday
y'all
buddies.
are birthday twins.
Me and Cindy. That's awesome.
Y'all are birthday twins.
Buddies.
That's fantastic.
I also have a niece that's my birthday buddy, too, Marley. Cindy's probably much younger than me and prettier than me. What else you got to say, Bethany? Stop talking trash in the back. All right, so White Marsh, October 3rd.
We've got a buyer presentation, Selling Your Value, by the wonderful Lynn Hamilton. And then we have Carla, who's our attorney with the Cardinal Title Group, teaching about estate sales.
Awesome stuff. So
yes.
Love those SOAR classes.
We've got more trivia.
All right, we're going to do trivia. Then we're going to close with all of our Cardinal names. Trivia, who's ready? Do you want another chance, Meyer, not to fail? I'm sorry.
Oh, my gosh, that was so mean.
I'd give Meyer a hard time. She's fine with it. All right, first question. Hands up. Ready? Upcoming HQDU location. Chantilly, bam, we got a winner.
All right, Chantilly.
We got another
Here we
question
go.
coming up here. I think everybody should have gotten this one enough today. When is Casey and Donnie Sell Your House? Oh, back, white shirt. Yes. 26th. That's next Thursday. That's correct.
Yes, it is all day long.
There you go. 26, 10 o'clock here. So looking forward to seeing everybody here.
It is. It is. Hey,
we got to go find Myra Small in the back. And poor thing's never going to raise her hand again after freezing in that moment. So we got lots of great stuff continuing to come on here. So what we're going to close our sales meeting with is really the fuel that helps all this go, right? It's that support of Cardinal Title Group. We can't make anybody use Cardinal or anything like that. But we ask for is that opportunity to earn your business. Give us a chance to earn your business at Cardinal. We'll do a great job with it. If we don't, please let Carrie and Reed know at Cardinal. Let Sarah and I know. We will fix it if we're not doing everything fantastic for you.
This is the fuel that runs everything. Y'all's use of Cardinal and continued support helps us add new products like the Zillow showcase that we're subsidizing, like the First Up app, all of the different tools, resources, technologies, trainers, everything we're doing gets paid for by this. So thank you guys so much for giving back to us.
And in case everybody doesn't stick through at the end, I would encourage you, Top Producer Takeover. I think I just thought about events that we subsidize. It's going to be a fantastic event. Lots of great knowledge. Go on there now because we won't see you at another sales meeting until right before that event on the 16th.
And
I'm
the
sure it'll be
tickets
sold out.
will be out to the public next week.
Yeah,
so
we're starting to send these emails out, and we got all that list of great speakers. They're going to sell it, but I want to see as many Samson people there as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, I will start. Aaron
Probasco
2 times. Abdul Tuku, Abdul Al Nazir, Abdul Awan, Abu Hossein, Adam Henderson 3 times, Ahmad Safar, Aiden Berry 4 times. Great job, Aiden. Akram Abdul Kader, Alex Etchenbong 2 times, Alexandra Ayamandi, Ali Dejanata 3 times.
Alyssa Valdez, Ali Yoon, Ali Chamberlain, Alvaro Sosi, Amy Menenberg, Andrea Saunders, Andrew Foltz 2 times, Angela Faciello, Angela Weston, Angelique Navarro, Anil Khan 2 times, and Anise Khan.
Anita Pitchford, Anna Sheck, Amy Pichakul, Arelis Perez 2 times. Thanks, Arelis. Arslan Jamil 2 times. Arturo Salemi, leader of Major Key 2 times. Ashish Sangrula, Asim Shazda 2 times. Asma Shah, Atikar Havad 2 times. Autumn Smith and Awaz Nasim.
Becky Green, Berta Vasquez, Bill Jaron Macias, Bobby Pichtel, Brad St. Roars 2 times.
Whoa. Berta Vasquez. There you go. You got to get a little louder.
I didn't even see you. Woo, woo. Girlfriend, you need to woo-woo a lot louder.
We have a lot going on up here. If we miss you in the crowd,
you need to woo-woo.
Make sure we know you.
Yes. Brad St. Roars 2 times. Brandy Brown, Brandy Tovar, Brandon Brown, Brandon Dar, Brandon Hatchett 2 times, Brian Sinks, and Brittany Latuke 2 times. Thanks, guys.
Bruce Borko, Caitlin Ellis 2 times, Candace Astroth, our Fairfax manager, leader, Perfect Choice 4 times, Karen O'Brien, Carl Harper, Carlos Cradle, Carlos Fuentes 3 times. Good to see you also in Maryland there, Carlos, at the convention. Carmen Carter Howell, Carolyn Jacobs, Carolyn Young 17 times.
Oh, my heavens. Carolyn, that's awesome.
17, Carolyn, since our last meeting. Casey Olenikov, Casey Sampson.
Celia Linez 2 times. Cesar Tellez, Charles Kim, Charles Kretzy, Cheryl Montague, Shintan Shaw 2 times, Jivy Lamonchain, Christian Chavez, Christina Pearson, Christina Welker, Christine Martin, and Christine Song. Thanks, you guys.
Christopher Urich, Charles Kim, Claudette Davis, Courtney Kuykendall, Daisy Cordova Lopez, Dalton Blair, Dana Ashlock, Dana Jackins, Dana Phillips, Dana Jean Lefevre, Daniel Lee, and Darren Robertson 2 times.
David Holland, David Morales 2 times, David Paris, Don Ferguson, Don Garrett, Debbie Sheehan, Denise DeJerf Carter, Denise Rodriguez, Dennis Norwood, Derek Cole, Diana Perez, and Diana Tamingo 2 times.
Dayala Dominiva 2 times. Doris Carrillo. Eddie Torres 4 times. Eduardo Estepan. Elaine Molina 2 times. Elizabeth Klein 3 times, who was also kind enough to have me as a guest on her podcast this month.
And you didn't break it.
I did not break the video podcast. No, I did not. That is not nice. Elizabeth Lapham. Elmer Diaz, the leader of the Diaz team, a great new addition to Sampson Properties. 4 times. Great job, Elmer.
Nice job.
MC Ara. Erla Reyes 2 times. Ernie Dill. Evelyn Keem Vucevic.
Farid Al-Safi, Francine Daly, France Darren Court Jr., Fred Machini, Gabriella Lozano, Del Grimes 2 times, Jerry Fleming, Gianna Riviera, Gladys Gales 2 times, Gloria Banks, Gosha Bywek, and Greg Kalangian 2 times.
Guillermo Barbosa 4 times. Guillermo Saman. Habiba Miller, Hanwen Leo, Haiti Haylett, Heather Ruff, Heather Heath, Hershey Yanis 3 times. Great job, Hershey. Holly Wilson 2 times. Hulanem Walter Gabriel. Ian McVeigh 2 times. Emo Amoren.
We have Irma Aresi Trotman. We have Isabel Carrero, Isaiah Joseph Benton, Aisha Butler, Yvonne Regalt, Jack Goodwin, Jackie Mims, James Corai, Janae Pinkney, Janelle McElwain, Janet Allen, and Janet Elriana.
Janice Sierra, Jason Sanders 2 times, Jennifer Barner 2 times, Jennifer Dorn, Jennifer Fang 2 times, Jennifer Lasik, Jessica Seminaro 2 times, Jessica Swisher, Yanni Leva, Jillian Hayes 2 times, Joan Lord, Johanna Crawford,
John Burgess, John McCambridge 2 times, John Oyulemi, John Pham, John Polat, John Saab, John Vanzerdale. I got a John page. Johnny Fan.
John Vandersdale was 2 times.
I'm sorry, John. John Vandersdale 2 times. Johnny Fan 3 times. Thank you, Johnny. Jonathan Diaz, Jonathan Venegas, Jorge Pimentel and Gina 2 times, and Joseph Allo.
Joseph Abid 2 times, Judith Taylor 3 times, Julietta Slattery, Juliette Sherrill, Caitlin Higgins, Kamal Park 5 times. Great job, Kamal. Kamalia Emerson, Cameron Zenga, Kara Williams, Kara Norcutt, our wonderful Maryland principal broker. Kara, great job. Karen Como, Karen Nicolina 2 times, and Karen Shiro.
We have Kate Snyder, Kathy Shank, Katie Jordan, Katie Mudd, Kia Evans 2 times, Kelly Ortiz, Kelly Hayes, Kelly Snell.
Kia Evans 2 times you get?
I did do that.
My
Thank
fault.
you.
My fault. I was dancing.
You were. Thanks for paying attention there. Kelly Hayes, Kelly Snell, Kelly Tyndall Price 2 times, Khalid Akbari, Kristen Crosby, and Crystal Spears 2 times.
Monica Lee, Lamar Woods, Lana Schinnerer 3 times,
Nice
Latoya
job.
Carter, Lena Mersing, Lemma Tesfaye, Lisa Barber, Leslie Spitzer, Liana Yeganova, Leanne Wynn, Lindsay Hoster, Lisa Wright.
Londi Blessy, Lulu Arden Jason, Madhu KC 3 times. We have Maggie Lee, Maggie Ree. We have Mackenzie Tessier, Marcus Lennon, Mary Richardson, Maria Georgiev, Mary Cortiong, Marciela Estrada, and Maricela Reyes.
Mark Millsaps, Mark Sun, Marcus Smith, Martina Burns, Mary Crow, Marzanul Chaudhry, Masood Hassan, Myra Pineda 3 times! There you go, Myra! Woohoo! Megan Bosfart 2 times, Mekanan Abibi, Mel Tulu, Melissa Pelez, 2.
We have Meredith Smith, Michael McKindy, Michelle Gibson 2 times, Michelina Curie, Michelle Flood, Michelle Gildea 2 times, Mike Dowling, Milagros Severich 2 times, Mesluka Palati, Mikkel Johnson, Miriam Furtag 2 times, and Mohammed Badi.
Manaj Rathi, Monica Kokinos, Monir Motel Akil, Motaser Jara, Monowar Khan, Mylan Marone, Nimu Ojgan Batar, Nana Noy 4 times.
Nice
Great
job.
Nancy Mizell, Nancy Poe, Nancy Williams, Natalie and Kurt McCarter 5 times. Great
Nice
job, McCarters.
We have Napreet Kohli, Nichelle Jeter, Nick Marathi, Nick Biberai, Nikki Baxter 2 times, Noelle Morgan, Noemi Martinez Conaway, OK Udamaga, Olga Flores, Nicole Caldwell 2 times, Patricia Noland, and Patrick Cohen 2 times.
Peyton Polychrones 3 times, Peter Petras, Peter Simon, Fuang Nugo, Phyllis Bedford, Pink Doan, Prabeen Kadkar, Priscilla Kim, Prudence Waffo, 5 times.
Nice
Way to go,
job.
Prudence. Rajiv Sharma, Randy Jones, Ray Powers, 2 times.
Nice
Ray in the
job,
back. There
Ray
you
in the
go,
back.
Ray.
Woot woot. Raymond Brommel. We have Rebecca Carrera, Reese Langer, Rex Thomas 2 times, Ray Gomez, Rich DeGory, Rick Yellick. We have Rigoberto Ramirez 2 times, Ritu Desai, Bob Burr, Robert Waddell, and Roberto Valencia. Thanks, guys.
Finishing strong here. Rocio Kosic, Rodrigo Laura, Roger Tata, Rolf Kratz, Rami Singh 2 times, Ronald Hickman, Ronaya Obughanaman, Rosita Osborne, Roxanne Southern, Ryan Westerland, Saad Jamil, and Saba Woltaji.
Saflula Mudaber. Oh, Shasandra Abengwo. We have Salim Abdi, Sandra Berganza, Sandra Pasquale, Sandy Watson, Sarab Prakash 2 times, Scott Lee, Sean
Scott
Jones.
Key.
What did I say, Lee?
Scott Lee.
Scott Key, Sean Jones, Sean Price, Shadrach Jean, and Shaylee Sharma.
Sean Samuels, Sheila Hensley, Silvana Rosero, Stacy Cato, Stephanie Domanini, Stephanie Randall, Surya Reddy 2 times. Susie Duran, you just
Nice
joined
job,
us
Susie.
5 times, Susie. That's amazing.
Nice
Great
job.
job. Suzanne Eways, Sybil Buckwalter, Saeed Bakari, Silbert Blackwood.
We have Tammy Irby 2 times, Tanya Clayton, Tara Lowe, Ted Spinadle, Terry Jones 3 times, Tessa Harnish, Tina Roach, Tom Earhart 2 times, Tongyan Liu, Tyler Simmons 3 times, nice job, Ugo Okeke, and Uniqua Pal.
Valeria Crespo, Valerie Jennings, Vaughn Brown, Venkat Guram 2 times, Vernice Ron Keith, Victoria Baker, Victoria Zhao 2 times, Vikas Chaudhry, Vikas Singhal, Vitaly Betnoff, Waleed Mufti, and Wally Hunt.
All right, I'm finishing us up with Waverly Roberts, Wayne Shin, Wendy Dean, William Yost, William Restrepo, William Wu 2 times, Yuri Para 2 times, Yusar Al-Mektar, and Zach Greger.
Thank you all so much for all your support of Cardinal Title Group. Guys, I know that's a lot to go through all those names, but we want to make sure that we know that you all know that every single one of those is important to us.
Every single one.
We want to make sure everyone gets their shining lights, and we thank you all for hanging in there for the 10 or 12 minutes that we go through all those names, but they're important to us, and it's the way that we can continue to fuel the ship and make this the amazing company that we want to be for all of you all. So thank you all for all your hard work. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, next week we'll see you at all the great classes and at Cornhole.
There you go. Oh, that's
You
right.
still have time to
Great
sign
classes
up.
in Cornhole. Yes, still time to
Yes.
sign up.
Sign
Come
up
out.
for your team.
You got 8 days to practice to try to take me
Look,
and Justin out.
Practice. You need a fun team name. If you want, you can make T-shirts with people's faces on them. Donnie loves wearing T-shirts with people's faces on. You could give him one as a gift, and he'll wear it for you. Advertising your team.
And that's enough. See y'all, everybody.
Have
Good
a
to see
great
y'all.
week.
Take care.